Well, I'll tell you what I think.
Access to accurate, comprehensive, and quality information is the #1 criterion for a democratic citizenship. So what happens when a population has their knowledge replaced with disinformation? Democracy is degraded. So let's take a look at the top 14 ways that the Fox News Channel uses propaganda to disinform.
And now we have what some are reading as a suggestion that somebody knock off Obama. Well, both we could.
Talk about how you really feel. Could we start arming the anti-government groups inside Iran? Could their cars start blowing up like our Humvees are blowing up? Maybe in Tehran, so maybe they won't be doing it in Baghdad. Not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims.
It's interesting because President Obama campaigned in the end on nothing's going to get done if you don't elect more Democrats. If you send the Republicans to control the House, nothing's going to get done. And the response from a lot of Republicans was,
yeah, that's the problem.
That's what we want, because they want to stop him. They want to stop him. They want to stop him. Rick Morris had an interesting opinion piece today in the
I'm sure he did.
Listen.
Fox. Panic mongering.
How many times do we have to find a Marxist, a communist, a socialist, a revolutionary, or what seems amazing to me, a simple anti-capitalist near or around or advising the President of the United States before we, as a people, ask the question?
Character assassination ad hominem.
Don't look. Stop the BS here. Stop the crap. From August 07 to August 08, under your tutelage, this industry declined 90%. 90%. Oh, none of this was your fault. Oh, no. People lost millions of dollars. It wasn't your fault. Come on, you coward. Say the truth. Coward. You're a coward. You blame everybody else. You're a coward. Here's the problem with going on your show. You start ranting, and the only way to respond is almost to look as boorish as you.
Cluster Fox.
Projection / flipping.
Look, I think there is a gay and secular fascism in this country that wants to impose its will on the rest of us, is prepared to use violence, to use harassment. I think it is prepared to use the government if it can get control of it. I think that it is a very dangerous threat to anybody who believes in traditional religion. And I think if you believe in historic Christianity, you have to confront the fact, and for that matter, if you believe in the historic version of Islam or the historic version of Judaism, you have to confront the reality that these secular extremists are determined to impose acceptance of a series of values that are antithetical. They're the opposite.
Well, it tells you that black Americans, for whatever reason, have decided to support this president, and it's hard not to read the race bias in that, to suggest that the president has failed, his policies have failed, he doesn't appear to be listening to the American public, and the American public has figured that out. And the only ones that are still solidly supporting him by 91% are people who happen to share his skin color. So it's hard not to see that that support is because of skin color.
Rewriting history.
I don't say this to be political. I think it matters a lot what we call it. We did not have a terrorist attack on our country during President Bush's term.
Fox. You said the nose holding. I just want to know when the nose holding was.
Okay, this is why I love Fox News. No.
That is unfair. You said it. I didn't say it.
Okay,
you said you were holding your nose when you went into the booth, and I asked you when. That's fair. And anybody who doesn't ask you that is not being fair. I'd like an answer, please, ma'am.
Yeah, we don't have to raise our
You
voice.
did it. Don't you fox on me ever.
Fuck off.
Scapegoating, othering.
The Imam, while we believe in free speech, believes in a value system. When he says he wants America to be Sharia compliant, it's the antithesis. Wait a second, this is important. It is the antithesis of everything we believe in. Women don't have rights, they don't drive, they get stoned to death, they need 4 male eyewitnesses if they're raped, they don't get to go to school.
Do you believe those numbers? They seem extremely high.
Over the last 2 years, you have 1 million jobs that have gone to foreign workers, about a third of them illegal workers, and it just doesn't seem right. Those jobs should be going to American workers and not necessarily to foreign workers, many of whom are illegally employed.
Conflating violence with power and opposition to violence with weakness.
The cruise missiles are raining down on Baghdad, and the early explosions have begun. Whether this is shock and awe or not remains to be seen, but certainly for people who are witnessing this inside Baghdad, it must be shock and awe indeed. Let's listen.
Bullying.
Well, the shut-up line has happened only once in 6 years.
Want to know what I was doing?
Shut up.
I'm asking you to shut up about sex.
Quiet! Listen, cut his mic.
No, that's
shut up.
No,
you had your 35 minutes. Shut up.
And it is our duty as loyal Americans
to shut up and shut up publicly. We expect every American to support our military, and if they can't do that, to shut up. So you keep your mouth shut.
In a democracy, you don't have to shut up.
People who are confident in their own argument don't get angry when people disagree with them.
You know, I've seen the photo that was taken down. You had hateful comments on your website about Hillary Clinton.
We take
yes,
them off.
you did.
No, we
you
take
took
them off. Jane,
okay, they are not representative of your website, are they?
That's a lie, and I can't let you say a lie.
You're misrepresenting the bulk of this website.
Jane, that's a lie, and I can't let you say a lie on this broadcast. We do not allow hateful comments.
There were comments you took off. My point is, there are hateful comments on websites,
All right,
Bill.
Jane, here's the truth. I can't let Jane lie. We don't allow hateful comments on BillO'Reilly.com. When they come up and we find them, we take them off. The instructions are, you can't do it. That's it, Jane. All right, I'm sorry I had to be impolite. I cannot let you mislead our audience.
Confusion.
We have Van Jones. We tied him yesterday, tied him together with right directly to Obama and right directly to the Apollo Alliance. Here's Jeff Jones. Put the picture of Jeff Jones up again, please. Jeff Jones is an interesting character. Jeff Jones is the founder of the Weather Underground, right?
That's correct.
What else has he done? Hold on just a second. You hear this, what he did? Labor groups, think of SEIU and all the unions. Oh, and by the way, did anybody notice that the head of the Fed here in New York is now the former head of the AFL-CIO? With finances, New York and the unions? No, that's crazy.
Here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Jobs are, okay? We have Rashid
What's
Khalid,
the connection?
Who is
Populism.
This is not a good message for our kids. This is not the guy that you invite to the White House for poetry reading. This is a guy that we don't want our kids to listen to. If this was somebody that used the same type of rhetoric about violence against President Obama, I would be against it. If this is the same, if this was a heavy metal artist and he's talking about killing cops, I'd feel the same way. This is inappropriate for a president, and he goes back to his radical roots again and again.
Invoking the Christian God.
Some Muslims are angry over the fact that a company from Michigan that has been making for many, many years military sights for rifles. Apparently for over 30 years, Trigicom has put little coded Bible passages. See that we've kind of highlighted that. It's kind of a serial number, and then it's followed by, you can just barely see, JN812. That means John 8:12. Well, this has caused a lot of people to say, is that really appropriate for the military to be using stuff that's got Bible passages on it? My wife made a good observation yesterday when we were talking about this story, and that is, hey, wait a minute. The Taliban and the extremists, what is it they say just before they blow themselves up or kill somebody? They say, Allah Akbar. So if anybody's making this a religious thing, they started it.
Saturation.
The senator's middle name, Barack Hussein Obama.
If his middle name is Hussein, what is wrong with people that bring up his middle name?
Because his father was Muslim and named him Barack Hussein Obama.
The fact that a lot of people believe something doesn't mean that thing is true. It just means that it's been effectively marketed.
Disparaging education.
This is simply about
allowing students to hear about some of the evidence that challenges evolution as well as the evidence that supports it.
Are you kidding me? All these Harvard know-it-alls that have no clue. Fox.
Guilt by association.
Who is a radical in his own
has a Muslim name
right, tied directly to Barack Obama.
But I tied to it because I've drawn an arrow from his name to Barack Obama's name.
Communist movement, a movement for a democratic society.
You'll notice here,
communist movement.
I've also written the word communist movement on the same blackboard.
It was just recently founded in 2006.
2006.
That is a year that we've had in this country.
We have Carl Davidson, progressives for. They're all connected.
They're all connected. How? I've connected them with arrows, and then at the top of it is Obama.
To Van Jones, to Jeff Jones, it's all connected. Fox.
Diversion?
The Imam, while we believe in free speech, believes in a value system. When he says he wants America to be Sharia compliant, it's the antithesis. Wait a second. This is important. It is the antithesis of everything we believe in. Women don't have rights. They don't drive. They get stoned to death. They need 4 male eyewitnesses if they're raped. They don't get to go to school
But that's not coming here. We have to stay with
what he wants.
Actually, the principle here is a private property principle. If you own that land over there, you shouldn't be told what you can build on there. If you want to rent it to any type of religion, you should be able to. And you can't have guilt by association.
It's not guilt by association. The words of this guy on 60 Minutes that if somebody wants America Sharia compliant, Sharia by its very nature as applied, is one that denies women rights.
But that's a different issue entirely.
As honest, fair, and intellectual debate degrades in front of the eyes of the global media audience, the quality of American democracy degrades along with it.
Clusterfox.
That's pretty much it.
Fox.